Every time you think about leaving, you do the math. Salary, benefits, retirement contributions, what you'd have to give up, what you'd have to figure out, and the number stops you. I am not going to tell you that the math is wrong. I am going to tell you that it's incomplete. You have been calculating what you lose by leaving. You have not calculated what you're spending by staying. That's what this episode is about. Most high achievers are running a financial cost benefit analysis on a decision that has four cost categories, and they're only looking at one. The financial category is real. I'm not dismissing it. We're going to start there. But before this episode is over, I'm going to walk you through three other categories that are costing you just as much and showing up nowhere on your spreadsheet. The reason this matters is simple. When you only count one type of cost, staying always looks cheaper than it is, and leaving always looks riskier than it is. You are not making a bad decision. You are making an incomplete one. And incomplete information produces incomplete choices. So let's build the full picture. Cost category one, financial, the one you're already running. I want to start here because I know this is where your brain goes first, and I don't want to skip past it. The salary is real. The benefits are real. If you have a mortgage, a kid in college, a parent you're helping support, none of that disappears because you're exhausted. I am not asking you to ignore it, but I want to add some variables you're probably not counting. The money you spend managing the exhaustion, the food delivery because you're too depleted to cook, the subscriptions and convenience purchases that buy back 30 minutes of time you should have had, the impulse spending that happens when you're running on empty and need something to feel okay. That's not a personal failure. That's a stress response, and it has a dollar amount. The career capital you're not building because you're too depleted to invest in yourself. The conference you didn't attend, the relationship you didn't cultivate, the skill you kept meaning to develop. That's a future cost and it compounds. The healthcare you're spending or will spend because sustained stress has a physical bill that eventually comes due. The financial math isn't wrong. It's just missing variables. A complete calculation looks different than the one you've been running. Cost category two, physical, what your body is already spending. I want to ask you something, and I want you to answer it honestly. What are you carrying in your body right now that wasn't there 5 years ago? The sleep that never quite restores you, the tension that lives in your shoulders by Wednesday, the way your nervous system doesn't fully relax anymore, even on weekends, because some part of your brain is always still at work. The headaches, the stomach, the thing you've normalized so completely you stop noticing it's not normal. Your body is keeping a ledger. It records everything that doesn't get processed. Every meeting that ran too long, every weekend that wasn't really a weekend, every year of chronic output without adequate recovery. This is not dramatic. I'm not telling you you're going to get sick. I'm telling you that your body is already spending something and it is not spending it for free. Physical cost is real cost. It belongs in a calculation. Let's move on to cost category three, identity and relationships. The cost that compounds quietly. This is the one that's hardest to quantify, and maybe because of that, it's the one that gets left out the most often. Who isn't getting your full presence right now? Not your checked out, phone on the table presence, your actual full presence. The version of you that has energy left over, that can listen without half a brain still back at the office, that shows up for a conversation without already being somewhere else. And what version of yourself have you deferred? Not permanently, just until things calm down, until the project is done, until Q4 is over, until next year looks different. There's a version of you, a curiosity, a creative interest, a way of being in the world that you have been putting on hold, telling yourself it's temporary, that you'll get back to it. That deferral has a cost, not just to you, to the people around you who are getting a partial version of someone they love. Identity cost is real cost. Relationship cost is real cost. They belong in the calculation. Cost category 4, time, the only currency with no recovery option. I want to say this plainly because I think it's the most important category and the one we talk around the most. Every other cost on this list is recoverable. Health can be rebuilt, relationships can be repaired, identity can be reclaimed, money can be earned again, time cannot. Every year you spend in misalignment is a year you do not get back. I'm not saying that to frighten you. I'm saying it because it's arithmetic and you deserve to have accurate numbers. You are not running out of time, but you are spending it right now on this version of your life. The question is whether that's how you want to spend it. And that's not a question you can answer accurately while you're inside the thing. You need space to see it clearly. Time cost is real cost, and it is the only one on this list that cannot be recovered. I want to reframe something that I think is keeping a lot of you stuck. You've been thinking about this as a choice between staying, which is safe, and leaving, which is risky. That framing is wrong. You are not choosing between a safe option and a risky one. You are choosing between two different risk profiles. Staying has risks. You've just watched me walk through 4 categories of them. They're real, they're accumulating, and they're easy to miss because they don't show up all at once. They show up in increments. A little health here, a little presence there, a little of yourself every Tuesday at 6 p.m. when the laptop is still open and that hollow feeling settles in, and you tell yourself it's just a hard week. The cost of staying is paid in small amounts over time in currencies that don't show up on a bank statement. That's what makes it invisible. That's what makes it feel like safety. It is not safety. It is a slow spend. A pause consolidates that cost into something you can actually see, plan for, and make a real decision about. It is not reckless. It is the most accurate accounting you've ever done of your own life. Before the next episode, and before you do anything else with what came up for you today, I want you to do one thing. Write down one thing you're spending in each category that you've stopped noticing. One financial variable you haven't been counting. One physical thing you've normalized. One person or version of yourself that's been getting less of you. One way you're spending time you haven't looked at directly. Not to fix it, not to make a decision today, just to see it. You cannot make a complete decision with incomplete information. This is how you start building the complete picture. The journaling prompts I made will take you deeper into this exactly. They're built for the kind of honest accounting this episode is asking you to do, the kind that gets underneath the financial math and into what you're actually spending. They're free. The link is in the description. Staying is not free. You have just been paying in a currency that doesn't show up on a bank statement. Now, you have the full ledger. What you do with it is yours to decide. Please share this episode with someone else who you think might need to hear it. Thanks for listening.